Spirit 105.3. Hi, who's this?
What up, Erica? Andrew Ripp.
What up? Gosh, I love saying that. Okay, first of all, you are awesome, and we just want to thank you for your new song, Fill My Cup. I sing it all the time. Poor Steve has to hear me sing it here in the studio.
You sing it better, Andrew.
Let me guess. You sing the choir part that goes,
The whole thing. And I tell you, though, I do have a favorite line.
Nice.
I am your child in need. Andrew, that's really speaking to me, man. It just makes me feel good that I can go to God and say, help.
Yeah. If I don't say it every day, I definitely feel it every day.
So why did you write that? I feel like it's so important.
Well, I mean, I don't know sometimes. Sometimes with songwriting, you don't know what you're writing until later.
Yeah.
Then you realize you needed it. I think as a songwriter, I've learned over the years to try to get myself out of the way so the Lord can speak to me. Almost like the more I try to write a song, the less they happen. You know? So the more I can learn how to get myself out of the way, the more the Lord can just speak to me in a song.
Wow.
So I don't know where that came from outside of just like a genuine need. You know, I was probably in a moment where I was really struggling and just crying out to the Lord, which is just a beautiful place to be.
Yeah.
Hard but beautiful.
Yeah. I've learned kind of over the years the gold in those difficult moments when we're really struggling. We're between that prayer and the answer, you know. That's where we're growing. That's where we're gaining ground. So I don't know. There's something really beautiful about that. But you're right. Very difficult moments for sure.
So you've been off the grid for a few weeks this summer. What have you been learning?
Yeah, I was out in California for a month. It was awesome. We are in the midst of a renovation that started in March of 2020 when our house got hit by a tornado. We were like catapulted into this kind of like, we weren't going to do this for 5 years, but since this happened, we might as well do it now.
Yeah.
So it's just been taking a long time, and it was supposed to be done, and then it's not because everything keeps getting pushed back. So we were like, you know what, let's take this as an opportunity to go out to California and just, we're going to have to rent a house somewhere anyway. We might as well do it out there and be around some friends. You know, I used to live out there. We got around some just really good old friends, and if there's anything I learned was just the importance of community. Like being around my brothers I haven't seen in so long. There's something about having history with people and staying in it. You know, sometimes geography can take us further apart, not only geographically, but just in friendship. But when we come back together, there was so many things we just kind of jumped right back into that didn't have to be like a new relationship. We just jumped right back in. So I was just really grateful for friends.
You know, do you feel like your cup was filled a little bit? I mean, I'm just wondering.
Yeah. I think for me, the filling of the cup happens when I slow down.
Yes.
I'm not great at balancing going to radio with a song and like spending quiet time. It's hard for me to just do it in little increments, but I'm learning because I have to. I've got a little girl, and being a dad and being a husband and then being on the road and juggling everything. You just got to take those 5, 10, 15 minutes when you can get them and get quiet. But while we were out there in California, I had the luxury of days at a time where, you know, you just leave the phone in your room and you go off and spend time with your daughter and hang at the beach and watch her run in and out with the waves and just, I don't know. It was fulfilling. The cup definitely runneth over. And I'm glad you asked that because that song, people think that's about filling my cup. But what happens when our cup is full is that we spill out into the room that we walk in.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Like you walk into the coffee shop and people can feel what's on you. If you're full of fear, people feel it. But if you're full of peace and love and joy, people can feel that.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's been the prayer lately. It's like, Lord, fill me with your spirit so I don't have to preach. I'm just a walking sermon, you know?
Well, that's what I appreciate about when your song gets in my head, because it is this little prayer that you can pray. So you're singing, okay, off key, but you're praying. That's wonderful.
Yes, it is. It's not about singing on key. It's really not.
You were just talking about your daughter, the Queen. I love that you call her that. And I saw the two of you on a bike together. What is that like? Is she scared to ride on the back with you or what?
You know, we've been doing that ever since she was probably too young. I bet you my neighbors were looking at me like, dude, what are you doing with an infant on a bike? But I think she was 6 months when we started riding, and she just loves it. I mean, take her through the park by the house. So when I got out to California, we rented a little bike and started cruising the boardwalk, and she was just... I mean, come on. How could you not be having a good time on a bike, California, summertime? You can hear the waves, you can smell the air. So good.
Oh.
So, school is about ready to start up again. And we were wondering if you could give the kids going back to school, a little bit of a pep talk.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know if I'm your guy. I did not love going to school. That was
perfect. That's perfect. We were just talking to Brandon Lake the other day, and he was talking about how he would pray in the car on the way to school because he was so scared.
Wow.
Yeah.
As a kid, he would?
Yes. He would pray Psalm 34:4. Lord, I sought you and you delivered me from all my fears. That's a paraphrase.
That is awesome.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That is very cool. It's not too far away from the 2 Timothy, I think it's 2 Timothy 1:7 about fear that's really stuck for me is God did not give us the spirit of timidity and fear, but of peace, power, and a sound mind. But I do think there's something kind of beautiful about fear. I think sometimes we spend too much time trying to beat it. Fear can be a really good thing. It's why we don't touch a hot stove. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's how we know how powerful God is. It's like fear of God is a wonderful gift. So I don't want to spend so much time beating it as I do just recognizing it, calling it what it is. It doesn't have to dictate your life. But I will say that, maybe that's for the kids, It's like you don't have to do what your fears are saying.
Yes.
Like just because you're afraid doesn't mean you don't walk into class and meet a new friend,
Yes.
If you're afraid of walking into class, you might miss your best friend.
That's so good. Oh, my God. I still remember the day Jasmine Cangelosi walked into my 5th grade class, and I didn't know she was going to become one of my best friends.
That's it. Brian Compton for me, my brother. I haven't talked to him in a long time, but I love that guy.
All right, Steve, you got to throw out a name, too.
Well, it wasn't actually in school, but a guy named Steve Oppenheim, when I moved to Indianapolis when I was in 7th grade, came up and knocked on my door and said, "You're new here, aren't you?" And we became friends that way.
Oh.
So mine doesn't work because I didn't do anything.
That's so awesome. Hey, Andrew, before we let you go here, you shared something on the Instagram, and I do love calling it the Instagram, that really got me. I mean, I screenshot that puppy. You said, be careful not to let your calling become more important than the one who called you in the first place. Could we unpack that together? Because, boy, is that a struggle for me.
Yeah, I think for me, that's the trouble with having success at radio. That's something I'm walking through. I mean, this is like success at radio brings me to you guys, and I get to have these wonderful conversations, but it's also like when you have success in regards to a business move or something that happens in your business, suddenly your life gets full. And you've got to navigate how to spend time with the Lord in a new way because now you don't have as much time. And that's been the struggle for me. It's a beautiful thing. The Lord is the one that gave me these songs that are reaching people, and I'm really grateful for them. But that was just a whisper the other day I got from the Lord as I was spending time with him. It was like, hey, you don't have to maintain this calling I gave you. I'm the one who gave it to you. Just come to me. You spend time with me. I will figure this out. And I think sometimes I get caught up trying to take care of or maintain a success that he gave me rather than just continuing to go to him, get a word, and just do what he says. I mean, it's pretty much that simple. But yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, that's just the struggle I'm in right now. It's like, okay, I have this song and it is reaching people and I want to make sure that I steward it well. But I can't steward it well if I'm not connected to the source. It's like I can walk onto a stage and entertain people when I'm not connected to a source, but that is not what I'm here for.
Woo!
I want to walk up on the stage, and whether I sing a note or not, I want the Lord to show up in powerful ways. And from my experience, he shows up when I'm connected to him.
Wow. That's awesome.
We'll pray that for you every time we hear your song. Every time it pops up here.
That.
Andrew Ripp, you're a delight. We so appreciate your time.
Wow. Well, I'm grateful, and thanks for your grace. Running around with the Queen and forgot to call you guys. What a ding-dong. I'm so sorry.
No, the Queen is more important.
Hey, you know what? She would agree with you for sure.
Give her and your wife our love. Thank you, Andrew.
God bless you guys. Thanks for having me.